News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. Well, the weather out there today, beautiful weather, sunshine, but now you can tell that temperature is about to take a big tumble for the overnight hours. Let's get to our First Alert weather headlines, show you what we are tracking as we go to our weather headlines here. We are expecting near freezing to start the day on Friday, weekend rain chances, and we got some seasonal weather still hanging on into next week. That one graphic that you saw there showing some of those above average temperatures possibly in that long range. We'll go beyond the 7-day. That's coming up as well. Currently, right now, we're starting to see a lot of blue on this map at the moment. Temperatures in the 40s, so crank up the heat tonight, adjust that thermostat. It's one of those days where it feels perfect during the day, and then it's time to crank up the heater at night as those temperatures tumble. And if you took out some of the plants to soak up some of that sunshine today, make sure they are indoors, because I am concerned we'll have some frost in some areas, especially once the wind settles later on tonight. It's still kind of breezy, and that's going to be a factor here, at least for the next 4 to 5 hours. As we go to AccuTrack, I do have satellite data overlaid as well as, of course, the radar data, but you can see there's a thin veil of clouds that are making their way across the state, but that's still very thin clouds, so I don't think that's going to be enough to really have a huge impact on our temperatures tonight. I still think we're heading down into the 30s for overnight lows. I picked a few locations here and just kind of show you some of the outlying areas. You get outside of Birmingham, especially those cooler valleys, pretty good chance we will have some frost, and again, temperatures right around 32, 31 there to start the day. Places like Clay, Chalkville, Centerpoint, Pinson, just showing you some locations there, perhaps to the northeast. Springville, looks like even further north, of course, Cherokee County and Etowah County, northern Calhoun County. There's going to be some spots out there where we get close to freezing, but bundle up for early tomorrow morning. Here's that hourly breakdown as we look at the temperatures for tonight, and it is a steady fall. Again, a mostly clear sky. We have a bright full moon out there tonight called the Wolf Moon. It's the first full moon of the year. So tonight, it actually peaks tomorrow night, but it is going to be a moonlit night across Alabama. Winds west-northwest, settling down late tonight. Let's get into tomorrow, and after that cold start, let's stop it right here. Lunchtime Friday. Beautiful day. Add the shades to the out-the-door checklist. We're going to have the sunshine, highs during the afternoon. We'll reach upper 50s, but with it so dry, kind of like today, there will be some locations we do top 60 degrees during the afternoon. So once again, checking out our Friday, we've got temperatures on the rise, lots of sunshine. You can see here up to around 58. Looks like on average for the afternoon. Some nice weather if you have dinner plans. Going to head out to town Friday night. Looking good. That dry weather hangs on, but the rain will come back this weekend. And we'll get into that, show you the timing coming up. And also coming up here on First Alert Weather Extra, we're looking back at that severe weather event this week. We have updates on where we saw tornadoes. We take you beyond the 7 days and a little inside info on meteorology school. We'll see you right here. You are watching First Alert Weather Extra.
Adopt an angel and help a child in need.
We're making it easy this holiday season for you to give back through the WBRC Fox 6 News Gifts for Kids Salvation Army Angel Tree program.
There are many ways you can adopt an angel now through December 5th.
In person at the outlet shops at Grand River or the River Chase Galleria.
Online at birminghamsalvationarmy.org.
At participating Chick-fil-A Stuff the Bus location.
Or the Walmart online registry.
For more information, visit WBRC.com and our WBRC News app.
Donate today.
The Birmingham Waterworks story is one we've been on for years and breaking some stories lately that are getting some results. Starting with the Waterworks Board deciding they may not raise your rates as much as they had first thought because of pushback from ratepayers based on our reporting. And then with the attention we brought to this, the Attorney General's office is stepping in, demanding hundreds of pages of documents before the utility does anything about raising your rates. We've been on your side on this story. We'll stay on your side. You stay with us on our WBRC News app.
Every storm has a story, where it came from, where it's going, and the lives impacted in between. Where our story begins is with your First Alert, warning you well ahead of time so the chapter in between isn't filled with surprises. The largest team on your side, dedicated to telling the story that starts and ends with you. This is why we First Alert.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Here are the details on the number of tornadoes that swept through parts of Alabama this past week. So the National Weather Service has been out doing their damage surveys, and the one in Birmingham says it found evidence of 6 tornadoes. An EF2 hit northern Elmore County, also northern Marengo County, southwest Hale, Perry, and Montgomery counties each had evidence of EF1 tornadoes. And an EF0 tornado was also reported in Autauga and Macon counties. And this right here is a look at some of the damage in Elmore County tornado from Tuesday. Linda and Mike Crowell took their shelter in their master bedroom closet. Parts of their home and shed in their backyard were damaged. Debris was everywhere. They described what they experienced as they rode out the storm.
I told my wife, I said, just get as flat on the floor as you can.
The house was shaking. It was like we were having an earthquake. Wow. And you could hear the walls rattling. It was crazy.
And thankful to be alive, but also grateful for the outpouring of support that they have been getting from their community. We certainly are thankful that there's no severe weather going on right now. They've already received in cleanup and recovery efforts plenty of help from the community. So right now we bring in First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle. Tania, you were telling me, with this quiet period, we could certainly take advantage of that.
Yes, absolutely. As of right now, we're just seeing mild conditions for the rest of this week and a lot warmer days and then the colder nights. So like Wes was saying, definitely cranking up the heat at night is what you're going to want to do. But because we have a break from the storms, now is a good time to check on the trees on your property. Keep in mind, if we get a lot of rain, the ground gets saturated, so that makes trees more vulnerable to being knocked over by strong winds. So the ones that could fall on your home should be removed. Also, one expert recommends removing dead limbs or ones that have been snapped or broken because that could lead to disease or infection for the entire tree.
With the proactive approach, it's very straightforward. This is not something that you really have to call an expert in for. If you start seeing more of that tree breaking down and you've got larger limbs than you're comfortable cutting, that's definitely time to call in the experts and let them give you a hand with it.
All right, so you're just going to want to make sure that any tree service is licensed and insured. And the best time to get a fair price is when we're in a stretch of calm weather.
And Tania, I know we are so thankful we've got that calm weather right now. I'll tell you, the past couple days here in the Weather Center, we're like, that's all right. This ain't bad. But we know it doesn't always stay that way. In the meantime, coming up in First Alert Weather Extra, we do check in with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt on when that next rain chance is around the corner, our next big thing. And I'll take you for a look beyond the 7-day. First Alert Weather Extra, we'll be right back.
If your shower or bath looks like this, it's time for an upgrade. Hey everybody, Joe here with BJ Wurzen, owner of West Shore Home, to talk about how West Shore is evolving the customer experience to provide seamless remodeling projects to homeowners all across America. BJ.
Joe, we know a lot of people are looking to knock out some remodeling projects before the holidays get here, but the busyness of those holidays can really slow down those plans. So I want to let everybody know they can get those projects done right now and it won't be a big disruption to their life.
Well, BJ, how are you doing that?
So everything we do is designed to be fast, easy, and convenient for our customers. And it all starts with that initial call. If you pick up the phone and call the number on the screen right now, it'll be answered by a live representative. They'll be able to answer all your questions about the shower bath project, but more importantly, find a time to have one of our design consultants come out to the home for that free in-home consultation. We even do evening and Saturday appointments to make it most convenient for the homeowner.
In that design consultation, that's where the homeowner chooses the styles and options to create a bath space that they're really going to love.
Right, we'll bring out one of these and let them design the bath of their dreams. They want to move forward. We have multiple financing options designed to fit any family's budget. And the best part is we have instant credit decision.
So no waiting, they'll know on the spot whether they're approved. Okay, how about financing offers? Do you got something special for us today?
We have something really special right now that we're doing just for the holiday season. It's going to be 18 months with no payments and no interest. That means you don't have to make a payment on this project until after next holiday season. And for a limited time, we're going to do free installation on all shower and bath projects.
Again, no worries about making a single payment until 18 months after the project is installed. That's incredible. BJ, thanks so much, folks. Shower and bath remodeling has never been easier. Call West Shore Home now and take advantage of this great offer. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. Call in now to get 18 months of no payments and no interest financing. Plus, you heard BJ, for a limited time, West Shore Home is doing free installation on all shower and bath projects. This is an offer you do not want to miss. Call West Shore Home now.
All right, welcome back to Weather Extra. Checking out the satellite view. Most of the region still relatively dry at the moment. There's just a few high clouds moving through. Winds have been west and quite gusty out the west direction, about 5 to 15. Today we had some gusts over 20 miles per hour, and overnight tonight that breeze still a factor this evening. It is having an impact on just how quickly those temperatures fall. Once the wind settles down, the temperature goes later on tonight, but these are just some high clouds that are streaming through. Nothing too thick, or we're not going to have that blanket of clouds keeping us on the milder side. We will see a big drop in temperature, so yeah, maybe a 3 cup of coffee kind of start tomorrow morning to warm up out there, and maybe a quick scrape on the windshield. Could be a little bit of light frost again early in the day as the temperatures start off down into the low 30s. Will touch freezing. I'd play it safe if you did set out some of the plants today. Make sure they're indoors and well protected. Check on the pets and check on friends and loved ones. Make sure everybody has a warm, cozy spot tonight. It is going to be cold out there. Looking ahead towards our Friday setup, I do think here that we're going to be talking about those temperatures as we look at Friday starting off in the 30s. The rest of the day we'll have those highs that will be rising into the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees. Here we go. I wanted to bring up that hourly breakdown, and you can see right there the out-the-door forecast. And for the rest of the day, lots of sunshine. That's also going to help us out with those comfort levels. Some spots today, like Tuscaloosa, we jumped over 60. I think tomorrow that could happen with it being kind of dry. And then another big drop, 37 for tomorrow night. And then the weekend. Let's talk about Saturday and Sunday. The next big thing will be a front that's going to bring a chance of rain. We'll start to see some showers Saturday night and into Sunday. We've got some new data here. This is some of the high-resolution model data regarding that next chance of rain. And one thing you'll notice here is that we could start to see a pretty good chance for some wet weather in places like Hamilton, Haleyville, Double Springs. Look at that. There's the time right there. You see 8 p.m. on Saturday. This is from our IBM model that we have in-house, and that's showing 8 o'clock. You can see there through 11 o'clock at night that wet weather pushing in towards Coleman. Looks like still north of Tuscaloosa there through 11 o'clock, so if you have dinner plans, birthday party, an event going on there Saturday night, you can see there from Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, back towards Anniston. We are dry at that point. However, it looks like early morning hours, that rain starts to roll in. There's 4 a.m., Gadsden, over towards Cherokee County. Now, you look at this, you see some areas on here with some brighter colors. I'm not expecting any severe weather out of this, but there could be some more moderate rain at times from this as it moves towards the south. There's 4 a.m. on Sunday, and then we wake up on Sunday morning. Looks like kind of a yucky start there. We'll have some clouds, some rain around Sunday morning. I think around church time, we'll start to see this wet weather tapering off to the northwest, but some of that rain may be with us there in the afternoon. You can see around lunchtime some showers, and looks like that rain will be moving out just in time. When you check in with Tania there Sunday night, we'll see that wet weather moving on out of here. Monday, we've got 57 degrees and looking dry, and then for Tuesday, a few showers possible, high temperatures in the upper 50s, but we do hang on to those seasonal temperatures into the start of next week, those overnight lows staying above freezing. But how about beyond the 7-day forecast? You know, I'm really, Lauren, enjoying this nice little break in the action. It seemed like we were in the pipe bursting cold, and then we had the severe weather. Nice little calm right now. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
Yeah, Wes, you know, I kind of think of it with what is that story where Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I think about it, you know, Papa Bear's soup was too hot, Mama Bear's was too cold, but Baby Bear's just right.
Just right.
So that's what this weather kind of feels like right now. What it should be, just right for January. Now, if you look at this map, you're like, Papa Bear is going to be taking over, right? So as we look beyond the 7-day, check out this temperature trend 8 to 14 days from now. It does look like a good portion of the U.S., with the one exception of SoCal, going to be seeing above average temperatures. Now, does that mean it's going to be blistering heat in the 80s here for us in Alabama? No, not necessarily. But if our average temperature is in the mid-50s, then we could expect to run at least several degrees above that. So maybe 60s or upper 50s in the forecast versus versus 50s, mid 50s. So it's not necessarily going to be sweltering heat, but maybe a little bit above average. And we see that right here. Overall, the general trend, with the exception of a few days, a little bit cooler. This is looking at the middle of next week into next weekend, and then going into the week after that, generally showing the potential for highs getting to the upper 50s, low 60s, with that average high in early January right at 54 degrees. And then as far as the low temperatures, I know we're all kind of still a little triggered by that Arctic blast that came through in December. So it's like, do we see anything like that happening again? No, it just looks fairly normal, with maybe a couple of times that temperatures could get close to that freezing mark or that frosty point as we get into the 30s. But generally, it looks like morning lows, more seasonable for this time of the year, if not a little bit above average at times, well into the 40s. Our normal low for this time of the year is right at 35 degrees. And this is kind of the coldest part of the year. But as far as that 8 to 14 day rainfall outlook, not seeing anything that stands out. Just kind of looks fairly normal for January. You may get a couple storm systems to come through, but this is just showing maybe across the northern tier of Alabama, extreme North Alabama, that there could be maybe some above average rainfall. But remember, beyond the 7 day, the forecast can and will change. It's once we get in a few days out that forecast becomes more precise and accurate. So this is just giving you a little sneak peek at what we could be seeing, what some of the weather models are hinting at. So here we go next Friday. This is January 13th. And this is showing not just rain and clouds or precipitation, it's also showing the jet stream. So you see that little dip here in the mid-level flow. You've got a little dip here that is indicating there could be a trough coming through next Friday. And anytime you get a little trough coming through, a dip in that jet stream, you could see a bit of a cool down. So we could see some cooler temperatures heading into early next weekend. And then notice what happens. Instead of that little dip in the jet stream, you get what appears to be a ridge building in. So you see a ridge building in over the Gulf of Mexico. And oftentimes when that happens, you're going to be seeing temperatures potentially getting into that above average territory. So here we are Sunday night at 6 p.m., 48. So that would be cooling down typically after the sun sets, but staying pretty dry, it looks like, for next weekend. By the following Monday, January 16th, are seeing hints of potentially a storm system that could be coming through and bringing some rainfall. And we've been talking about this week. You know, we got that heavy rain at times as we went into Tuesday, early Wednesday morning. And so when you are looking for the potential for heavy rain setups or anything in the way of just storm system coming through, oftentimes you'll look for southwest flow in the atmosphere. And this is what this is showing right here. Higher up in the atmosphere, you've got winds coming in out of the southwest, that jet stream dip. And so when you see that, that allows a lot of moisture to be pulled northward. And so oftentimes when you have southwest flow at the surface and then higher up in the atmosphere, that's going to allow moisture to come in at all levels. And that's what can sometimes lead to a flooding threat. Now, is that going to happen next Monday? Not necessarily, but showing us there's a storm system coming in that could bring some rainfall next Monday, Tuesday, or the following Monday and Tuesday. So again, this is January 16th and 17th showing that. And then you get another little dip in the jet stream, some cooler temperatures going into January 18th. So that's just a little sneak peek beyond the 7 day. And coming up, we'll take one final look at that 7 day forecast. And if you've ever wanted to be like us here on the First Alert Weather Team, maybe take a whack at meteorology school, we'll let you know how you could get through it. First Alert Weather Extra. We'll be right back.
Adopt an angel and help a child in need.
We're making it easy this holiday season for you to give back through the WBRC Fox 6 News Gifts for Kids Salvation Army Angel Tree program.
There are many ways you can adopt an angel now through December 5th.
In person at the outlet shops at Grand River or the River Chase Galleria.
Online at BirminghamSalvationArmy.org.
At participating Chick-fil-A Stuff the Bus location.
Or the Walmart online registry.
For more information, visit WBRC.com and our WBRC News app.
Donate today.
First Alert, we are tracking
In times like this,
we now have a tornado warning that's active.
Having a way to see and hear what's happening on your phone.
The most intense part of this storm right now is tracking towards Shelby County.
That means everything.
Okay, you need to get in your safe place now. Stay there. We will let you know when this warning expires. Stay with us.
Download the First Alert Weather app today. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team.
The Birmingham Waterworks story is one we've been on for years and breaking some stories lately that are getting some results. Starting with the Waterworks Board deciding they may not raise your rates as much as they had first thought because of pushback from ratepayers based on our reporting. And then with the attention we brought to this, the Attorney General's office is stepping in, demanding hundreds of pages of documents before the utility does anything about raising your rates. We've been on your side on this story. We'll stay on your side. You stay with us on our WBRC News app.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Before we wrap up this evening, I wanted to bring in meteorologist Tania Michelle. Yesterday, she interviewed one of our colleagues out of Louisiana, and she had some great advice, Tania, and I think we should share it again, right?
Yes, and Lauren, see, me and you went through meteorology school, and we can attest to how hard it can actually be, especially when it involves challenging subjects like math, science, and physics. And as a meteorologist, these are just the prerequisites that we take to get our degree. So I wanted to share how Jessica Villavicencio fought the storm and powered through.
Math and physics and stuff like that, it was very challenging for me, and honestly didn't get better until I changed up my study habits, talked to my teachers, and also talked to my classmates and began to study with them.
And so Villavicencio is currently a freelance meteorologist in Shreveport, Louisiana, and she has plans to move to Maryland and eventually work for the National Weather Service on climate change.
Oh, that is so cool, Tania. You know, I'm a geek when it comes to climate change, so I may have to hit up Jessica. If you have her number, let me speak to her so we can go save the world. But right now, let's get to just saving the 7-day forecast, I guess. So we'll start small, right? So let's see here. Let me pull it up. I got so excited about that. Here we go. That's 7-day forecast. So Friday for tomorrow, if you love the sunshine today, good news. We got more of it in the forecast for tomorrow, but we do have that first alert for it starting off a little chilly again. You don't need to drip the faucets tonight. Just make sure the pets are inside and warm, and that you too have that extra blanket on the bed, and that the plants are still warm as well. Highs getting into the 50s tomorrow. You'll certainly want to have those gloves and warm jacket on when you walk out the door. But then Saturday, getting back into the 60s, a little bit above average. That 20% chance of rain on Saturday, just mainly accounting for northwest Alabama late in the afternoon, and then the rest of us seeing a system come in Saturday night into Sunday. That's our next big thing. That is going to bring some wet weather, especially for the morning hours on Sunday. Great excuse to sleep in. Or if you're going to church, maybe to run those errands, get that nap in the afternoon. Premium sleeping weather. First alert for that. We always love a first alert for napping weather, right? Now going into next week, rain chances are kind of hit or miss at this time. As far as temperatures, it looks fairly seasonable, upper 50s, low 60s, maybe just a touch above average, but we're not really seeing anything that stands out in the way of concerns weather-wise, so that's always good news. Right now, we just have a low rain chance for Tuesday and Thursday, but we'll fine-tune those in the days ahead. And of course, check back in with Chief Meteorologist Wes White and myself tonight for the latest on First at 9. In the meantime, you can catch us back here on Weather Extra tomorrow night at 6:30. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Have a safe and happy Thursday evening.